Hello dear students of class 10th, welcome to economics class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I am going to start with a new chapter from your economics book. That is chapter number 4th, Globalization and the Indian Economy. Students, this is a chapter that I am going to start. Now, as you can see from the heading, there are basically two concepts in this chapter. The first concept is globalization and the second concept is Indian economy. So, we are basically going to study about globalization and the Indian economy. How globalization and the Indian economy is interrelated, how they are interrelated as well as how they are interdependent on each other. In this chapter, you are going to find that both these concepts, they are interrelated, they are interdependent on each other to a great extent. And because of the interdependence, because of the interconnectedness only, we see a wide variety of products in the market. Because of their independence and their interconnectedness, we are able to see a boom in the economy. Because of this only our markets are getting developed. The economy is developing. Alright. So, students, as I told you that there are two concepts. The first concept is globalization. Now, see, globalization is not at all a new term for you, because you have already studied about globalization in class 9th, in class 8th and also in class 10th history, you have studied about it. But still, I am going to explain you with the point of view of economics, that what is globalization. See, in simple words it can be said that globalization basically means interconnectedness, globally connecting with each other, connecting with several countries. That is called globalization. You must have heard that we often say, or people often say, that we live in a globalized society. Now, what is this globalized society? Globalized here means that our markets are globalized. That means on the roads, if I talk about the cars, then do you see only Indian car company on road? No, you do not find only Indian car company, but there are several car companies that are running on road and they are very successful. For example, Ford, it is an American company. Maruti Suzuki, this is a Japanese company. Hyundai, this is a South Korean company. Tata Motors, which is an Indian company. Mahindra and Mahindra, again an Indian company. So, you see a blend of all the products, a variety of all the products, right. So, this is called globalization. That means the foreign companies, they are investing in our country, they are investing in our company. And if foreign companies will invest, what they will bring? They will bring foreign investment. And if foreign investment will be there, that means foreign trade will be there. And if foreign trade will be there, that means definitely it will give a good response to the economy. Definitely our economy is going to increase, it is going to expand, right. If I tell you that, no, you know students, means before 25 years, like 25 years back, we hardly saw variety of cars. Basically, ambassadors were seen. If I talk about the TVs, the televisions, then basically Onida was there, right. Means we were restricted. We had a barrier, an invisible barrier. But now, if I talk about cars, and as I told you, there are variety of cars on road. Hyundai, Tata, Ford, Maruti. If I talk about the brands in television, there are several brands. For example, Sony, Philips, LG, and number of brands are there, right. If I talk about our food habits, then 25 years back, we were restricted to our Indian traditional food. Yeah, that time also there were several foreign companies, but it was not expanded well. But if I talk about now, then our dependence on the foreign food companies have grown. For example, now we are more dependent. We actually like, our food habits have changed. Like we like pizza, we like burger, we like Chinese food items. What is all this? What is KFC? It is not an Indian company. It is an international company, a multinational food company. Pizza Hut, Domino's, what are all this? These are foreign companies and they have invested here, and as a result of which these companies are growing, and as customers we are able to get a wide range of products. So this is globalization. Means from everything, from technology to our food habits to our dressing sense. Earlier, 25 years back, 30 years, 40 years back, people were restricted to their own traditional clothes like saris or salwar suits. People used to wear even dhoti kurta. Now we rarely find people wearing dhoti kurta. Now we like wearing western clothes like jeans, tops, skirts, right? So our interdependence have increased. We are getting a wide variety of products as customers, and the foreign companies who are investing here, they are also yielding good returns. So this is called globalization. That means we are interconnected. Interaction is there and integration is there. So this interaction, this integration is called as globalization. I hope the term globalization is clear to everybody. See, basically globalization is the process of interaction and integration among people, companies and government worldwide. People are also coming to India for work, people are going from India to abroad for work, then there are several companies who are investing here. It is an interaction between the governments of different countries. So this is called globalization. Globalization means talking about globally, not restricted to one nation, not restricted to one country, but worldwide. So this is called as globalization. And students, globalization includes cross-border trade in what? Cross-border trade in goods and services, in technology, and flow of investment, people and information. So this is what is called as globalization. So I hope the term globalization is clear to everybody. I have just given you a quick revision of globalization because this is not a new term. That is why I am just making you understand the meaning of globalization from the point of view of economics. You know, this includes the spread of products, the spread of technology, information as well as jobs across nation, borders and cultures, right? See, if I talk about products, I just gave you several examples like cars, related to our dresses, related to our food habits. Then if I talk about the information technology, then there are certain technologies that we do not have, other countries have. So with the help of globalization, we are able to get that technology, and the technology that is in our country, we are able to give to the other countries. So this is acting as a linkage, this is acting as this is creating a good bond, this is creating a bond between different nations. Now if I talk about jobs, then jobs are also exchanged, means a person I also told you the spread of jobs. Definitely our people are going abroad to work, the people from abroad, they are coming here to work. So what is this? Exchange of people. It is called globalization. This term is called globalization. See, globalization is not only restricted to one dimension. It has multiple dimensions, it has multiple aspects, and in this chapter I am going to explain you about multiple aspects of globalization, that what is it. It is not only restricted to, or you will say cross-border trade is called globalization. Yes, that is absolutely a correct definition of it. But now you are in standard 10th. So your standard also has to increase, right? So you have to explain it thoroughly, then only you can score good marks and you can understand most importantly. So I hope the term globalization is clear to everybody. Now students, I shall tell you the relation between globalization and the Indian economy. How globalization and Indian economy are related. Let me tell you. Now students, coming to the relationship between globalization and the Indian economy, see, as the Indian economy will be open and broad, there will be more scope of globalization. Globalization means when different countries are investing in our country, right? But if our rules, our regulations, the policies of the government will be very strict, it will not be liberalized, then will the foreign companies will be able to invest in our country? No, they will not be able to invest. But if our markets will be open, if it will be broad, if liberalization will be there, then definitely it will attract the foreign companies and they can find opportunity in our country, and as a result of which the scope of globalization will increase. So as the markets will be widened, as it will be opened and as it will be liberalized, there will be more scope, more horizons for the foreign companies to come into our country and invest. Alright. So I hope the relationship is clear to everybody. Alright. So this means that both are very important for each other. There is a linkage between each other and interconnectedness which is there in both the concepts. Because if Indian markets will not be opened, it will be very difficult for the foreign companies to come and invest in our country. And if they will not come and invest in our country, then what will happen? Foreign investment will not be there. If foreign investment will not be there, then what will be the impact of that? Then definitely our country will grow at its pace, but not at that pace as it would grow when foreign companies would invest in our country. Alright. So this actually increases the horizons of development for any country. So I hope the relationship between the two terms are clear to everybody, right? Now students, with globalization, what happens? With globalization, the nature of products in the markets, they get transformed over a period of time. For example, I gave you an example about 25 years ago. There were not, like I gave you example, I am saying this line again. Also students, with globalization, the nature of products in the market gets transformed over the period of time. As I told you that 25 years back, we didn't had such opportunities, such variety in the market. But now we have opportunity to choose. As customers, we have opportunity to choose from the variety of goods and services that are available. We have that choice is being given. But before globalization, before liberalization, see, when this term comes liberalization, it means removing the barriers and restrictions. That is called liberalization. That means to liberalize, to make it more simpler. Alright, this is the meaning of liberalization in simple words. So if liberalization will be there, then only foreign companies will come and invest, and if they will invest, if several companies will come, if several companies of various countries will come in our country, then the customers will get a wide range of products. That means multiple variety of products will be available. So this means this is only possible, this choice offered to customer is only possible with the help of globalization, because of globalization. So I hope the introductory part of this chapter is clear to everybody. So here I have explained you the meaning of globalization and the interdependence between, or the interdependence or the relationship between globalization and the Indian economy. Alright. So this was the introduction part, and now we will step into the chapter with the first topic. So, the first topic after the introduction is products across countries. So, in this topic, that is product across countries, basically first I will be telling you the importance, the significance of MNCs. Now, what do you understand by this term MNC? See, the full form of MNC is multinational companies. Okay? Now, what are multinational companies? From the term only it is very much understandable. Multinational means not restricted, not limited to a single country. Multinational, not restricted to one nation but to multiple nations. So, that type of companies that are there in several countries. So, those type of companies are referred to as multinational companies. Alright. Students, multinational companies are the companies that own and control the production of goods in more than one nation. So, such type of companies are called as multinational companies. Alright. See, you do not have to mug up things. From the term only you can understand the meaning. Multinational means not restricted to one nation but to multiple nations. For example, there are several companies like Apple, Microsoft, Accenture, IBM and several others. Alright. Now, students, before coming up of MNCs, what was the situation? When MNCs were not there, when MNCs were not investing, what was the situation, what was the scenario? See, that time production was organized within countries, that means within own country, within one country. For example, if I talk about our country India, suppose a product is made, then everything was done in our own country from production to consumption. It was not sent to other countries. Alright, this was the situation before the coming up of MNCs. But that time also trade was there between countries, but not to that extent, not to that level. See, for example, that time also exporting and importing was done. Basically in India, the export of raw materials was done and the import of finished products was done in India. Alright, so exporting raw materials and importing finished goods. So, this was the situation before the coming up of MNCs. Alright, that means everything was restricted, it was not global, it was restricted to one's own country. Alright, now we will see the situation with the coming up of MNCs. What changes have come up with the arrival of MNCs? See, with the arrival of MNCs, the cost of product has been reduced. Now, you must be thinking that how can a cost of product be reduced with MNCs? See, yes, this is possible. I will explain you how. How the cost can be reduced? Cost can be reduced if the companies get cheap labor, if they get cheap resources, then cost can be reduced. Now, how is it possible? I will give you example of iPhone. See, iPhone is a American company, alright. It is designed, the model of iPhone is designed in California. Then the production of it, the manufacturing of it is done in China. Why? Maybe because they are getting cheap labor, because population is more. The assembling of the products is done in Mexico and in Eastern Europe. Why? Because it is quite close to the market. From there the products can reach globally. From there the products can reach globally because that country or those countries are close to the market. And from there, from Mexico and from Eastern Europe, the products are sold everywhere. And also in India, the after services of iPhone are there. Why? For example, call centers and all, the services after delivering Why? Because in India population is more, there are enough youths, there are good skilled engineers, there are people having good English, they can speak well, their fluency. So it has several units in different countries. Definitely it is an American country, but the production is in some other country, the assembling is in other country, and the aftercare services, they are in other country. So this way, with the arrival of MNCs, the work has been set up. All right. See, this reduces the cost, that is why goods are produced globally. Because maybe that in California, maybe the labor is not available abundantly or the labor is not cheap, but in China the labor is cheap, the raw materials that they require they can easily get, they can have easy access to the raw materials. Like they are sending to Mexico for assembling purpose. If they would have done that process in California itself, maybe the cost of production would be more. So because of these reasons, because of these factors, the production is done globally. So I hope things are clear to everybody that what happened, how scenarios changed after the arrival of MNCs. Alright, I hope till here points are clear. Now students, the next question is, how do the companies set up their plants and offices in different countries? Means how do they decide where they will produce, where they will set up their plants and offices? So I'll answer you this in the next video. So students, do watch the next video. Till then, thank you so much. Keep smiling and revise your lessons well. Stay connected.